What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today is Thursday, the 5th of February 2026. I'm going over the price action on Nasdaq 100 NQ and some of the trades that we actually took today. So let's get right into the video. So starting out, so we had a huge sell-off, another, let's see, 700 point drop, another 700 point drop. These are very large range days coming out of all of this consolidation, where it looks now like distribution created a right shoulder here and we just keep breaking down. Currently we close at the low, extreme lows of the session. We started selling from late London session. I tried to take some sells during Asia, they didn't pan out, but we are here down now. Took a few trades today, ended the day with down about I think about almost about 3/4%. Yeah, because the trades that I took in the night didn't really hit as I had hoped, and I didn't, for the swing that I held, it wasn't a big size, and I closed majority of it on the way down, but not at the lows. So, and I did take some more trades today during the day. So currently for this candle, this is Friday's candle right here, and we could actually get a bit of a buy up for what ICT refer to as a TGIF Friday candle. This could actually buy right back up into the previous day range to left a little bit of a wick on the weekly candle. So we could get back up to here after coming down and leaving a wick down there. So we could leave the candle here green. So we could rally a little bit tomorrow. Don't mind, my stops are at break even. Just need to get the bias right. What I don't like, we didn't gap up, we just open basically at the same place that we closed, and we already ran the previous daily high. So the next target, zooming out, would be on a higher time frame. This is the daily now. It would be all the way down here, and so we're sitting inside of this other block. So it would be this low from around November right here. So this would be November's low that would be targeting. And like I said, it's basically the same thing across the board. See, well, I think maybe we're going to get a rally because see, we have some liquidity here, and this is US 30. So barely breaking down, not breaking out of the range yet, and SPX a little better. So we took out some lows. We were at the same place on NQ as we at ES. So the SPX closed down here too, and we already ran the previous daily low. We have this low that is the target, so we could get some type of SMT if we run this low before, because it's a bit closer. We could even run it tonight, but I'm expecting a bit of a manipulation up because this candle did not have any top side wick. So I'm expecting us to possibly buy back up before we continue selling off, if we're going to sell off. That is it on the higher time frame. Let's get down to the 1 hour. The 1 hour time frame is what the 1 hour time frame look like. Nasdaq currently down. So in the day today, a bit of a choppy movement. We started selling off from London, came back up, and kind of chopped around a bit in New York before we got some follow through, and the PM session kind of gave us the huge push down. So let me show you on the 15-minute now before I go over some of the trades. So this is what the 15-minute look like. We open here, traded up, filled the gap, came back down. This is where I got a bit of a tripped up in. I tried to sell it somewhere here, got stopped out. Tried to sell even SPX, got stopped out. Took some buys and I got break even on those before finally came up. I went to bed right around 2. So somewhere around here, when we traded back up into this new day. Opening gap before we started to roll over. So the rollover here looking like a nice little market maker sell model on the lower time frame. Dropping a little bit of a choppy way. I took some buys inside a here. This is right around New York. Came back down, bought up back around midday, and then we started to sell off again during the PM session. This was around the midday part of the action. So let me show you now the executions for today. So I took a partial on the sell that I've been holding from day before yesterday, right around Tuesday. I took out like half of it just to lock in some gains and we're holding the rest. I should have used a bigger size, but that is just me right now. Um, so I locked in around 200 or so dollars. Still floating 300. I have a position from last week Thursday, and I have the one from Tuesday. They are at break even, and it would be an extreme retrace if we get all the way back up to here where they are at break even, and even further up. It would be extreme that we get all the way back up here unless we completely met the downside objective, but I think we still have a bit more manipulation on the yearly. So that's the only execution on this account. On this one now, bring this across. I'm still floating $6 in profit on this one. Took some executions. Let me show you. So I took some sales and some buys. A lot of them hit stop loss. I am only risking like maximum 0.5% on these trades. So everything is at least $50. Haven't got any big wins yet. So that's why I'm down. But let me show you trade history. So let me show you some of the trades that I actually took. Alexa, pause the music. So let me show you some of the trades that I actually took. So I was holding this sell from overnight and I exited partially here because we were retracing, and these were some of the trades that I took last night. So took a few entries here, tried to sell it a few times here, got stopped out. Sell it here, the stop was a bit tight, came back, stopped out. I tried to sell it again, stopped out there. I took a buy, went break even, got stopped out there, and this was the last trade of the night. Took a sell here and got stopped out at the highs for 0.5% loss. And I called it a night there because I was pretty exhausted. This was a decent buy opportunity inside this macro, looking back in hindsight, but I took the sell and I should have just put the stop above the highs, but I didn't want to risk that much on the account because with a zero point 0.5 lot it would have been a pretty probably about $150. Even though we would have made quite some profit, this would have netted me um over 2 or 3%, and that I didn't want to risk that much on the trade, and I wasn't sure how far we would have reached this, and I was too exhausted. So I was explaining to somebody that sometimes this does happen because this is the manipulation part of this um, daily candle. So from where we open in the evening right here, traded down a bit. So we opened here and this would have been the week. So all of this part is inside the wick of the daily candle. Ideally, this would have been the better entry up here or over here. So if you notice, this aligns with here. So that would have been the ideal entry to go short or selling on any one of the highs on the right hand side of the market maker sell model. Now I wasn't able to stay up until these times are over here or here or here or here. And these were perfect sell opportunities to get in short. Um, yeah, that was a pretty decent opportunity. The bias was correct and everything. So I tried to sell there, and then during the day I took partial here and then I took a buy. Took a buy here, smaller size. I should have risked more, but it was right in the volatile period. Went up, took some partial here, went break even, came back to stop me out. And these are some nice trades. If you're risking a lot, are risking decent, not a lot, but decent, then you can get some good points. I missed the sell off here, and this would have been the ideal entry from inside the 10 a.m. manipulation because this is around 9:30. 10 a.m. candle started somewhere around here, but this was the manipulation part. This would have been a nice sell. I could have had my stops up here, or I could have had some entries over here, but I'm on my phone and I'm not able to zoom out and see the cleanest price action. So we came back up into this level, and this would have been a nice sell at the top of the 4 hour candle that started at 10. So this would have been 9, 10, 11. This would have been lunchtime that formed the high. So this wasn't a clean candle. The high actually formed in the middle. So this would have been a nice entry. Another nice one here using, this is a bit outside of the macro, but this would have been a nice entry as well. Could have just set the stops above here, and then we had this one which is a bit closer in the macro for some sells again. We had another entry here using the fair value gap and another one here, and that is where we just started to break down. So there were some decent opportunities to get in short. um, like I said, when you aren't focused, then um, you won't get the best opportunities. So I'm just trying to be patient, trying to just take it slow, especially that I'm doing more than one thing at a time at work. So that's the thing. So I'm not able to get in with the large size that I would like, and I'm not able to get the best entries that I'd like. So if I look back on here, so this 4 hour candle, so this is where the high formed right up here, and this would have been right in the 11, 12 lunchtime. I took a buy inside of here, and got break even on the rest of it. It was just a scalp buy with the stops below the low here, and I was risking like 0.5% again. Expected a little more follow through, but that didn't happen. And I should have been looking for sales, but you know, when you zoomed in on the lower time frame, that tends to happen. Um, yeah, pretty decent. Pretty decent sell off right there. A few entries coming down, and so we're rolling over now, continuing down. Let us see if we get some continuation here. I might look some entries after finishing this video. Let's look now at trading view and quickly go over the entries. So this was the sell that stopped me out right here. This is Asia session. Sell off here. Nice sell in Asia. Pretty decent sales from here. So pretty much outside of the macro, but a sell anyways. Another sell entry right here, another one here before starting to curl back up. So this is around midnight, or a little bit before midnight, because the midnight open is actually right here, and this was when I was trying to sell it. but the sell wasn't quite ready yet, and I was actually forcing it, trying to just get it out the way before going to bed. So pretty decent, pretty decent opportunity to go long, but I was hesitant because I was looking at, I know we're going to sell, but at the same time the sell wasn't fully ready yet, and that's why I took a one position and I set the stop all the way above the highs there. So this macro gave us a nice little buy opportunity that could have netted 1 to 6 almost, because if you had it to up here, this would have been 1 to 5, depending on how tight your stop is. So one entry there, not the cleanest price action in here going into Frankfurt, London, and then we had another entry here in London before we finally rolled over around 3 a.m. We had a nice little inversion inside of here, and this would have given us a nice short coming down, stops above the highs there, targeting even these lows down here. So this would have already been 1 to 7 with the risk, and we had a bit of a rally again during this macro. Choppy, but we did bounce back there, and then now we had another sell off during this early morning part of New York, late mid, it's around mid London when we get this sell off, and then now we had the main entry right here, right around 7, that gave us a nice trade. Nice trade that we wouldn't have came back to that high during the day. Did we? No, I don't think we came all the way back up there. So this would have been a nice trade in the morning that I could have held, but this is the time when I'm actually leaving out for work. Consolidated inside of this 8 to 9, and right at 9, this is where I took the buys. And then now this sell would have been the nice sell opportunity. This kind of just tripped me up because I tried to sell it down here, no follow through. I was wrong, but I set the stops tight because it was a bit low inside of the range, and I didn't want to risk much. So I probably should have avoided selling down here, but it was giving me buy signals as well. So we came down, consolidated before we rallied again, and this was another um, opportunity. So I took the trade there. This was another one for some scalp going up to here, and then now we had another a sell opportunity right around here. This is lunchtime coming back down, so sell from here again. So this is PM session now where we actually get the clean move. So right after lunch, um this is 1 p.m. I get a sell, another sell right here, another sell opportunity right here to end the day. So pretty decent sell off for the 2 p.m. silver bullet, or the 2 p.m. 4 hour candle. So the 2 p.m. candle started here, manipulated up here, and then we came all the way back down. So the 1 hour candle opened right here, you know, and we went up from the perfect wick. Then we came back down, manipulated again into this fair value gap, and this is inside another little macro. This is around power hour to end the day. So pretty decent sell off there to end the day. This was the time I wasn't on the chart, so I just marked it out after work. So that was the trades for today, and those were the opportunities that we could have capitalized on. So if you notice, this 4 hour candle is very clean. So the high is all the way up here, and the low is all the way down here for the 2 p.m. So this current candle started at 6, and we already 2.5 hours in. The next one starts at 10. So let us see what we get going into late Asia to London. Until tomorrow, guys, I'll catch you. Peace.